All right, it is 5:42 in the morning right now. I am at the Mount Baldy trailhead near Manker Flats. I can't believe how many people are here already. It was shocking. I drove in this morning on Mount Baldy Road, and once I got to the first tunnel, there were a line of like 8-9 cars just making their way up. I mean, it wasn't a traffic jam. It was just all these cars going on. And some of them went to Ice House Canyon, which is where I went last week and the week before. There are a great number of people here already. It's not a parking lot, it's just kind of a side of the road parking situation. I don't know if you can see, like, it's just kind of off the road. People are parked all over the place. And I found this spot over here, which it's a little bit rough, but I slowly made my way in, so it should be fine. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm a little bit tired because of how early it is in the morning, but I've been really looking forward to this hike because it's been a kind of a tough week at work. Good to get outside and just get some walking. I'm still waking up right now. I probably wouldn't be here this early if it wasn't for the parking thing, because the thing I'm going to hike today, I'm going up Register Ridge up to Mount Baldy and then coming back the ski hut ski hut. Well, anyway, I will pass the Mount Baldy ski hut on the way down. So it cut a number of miles out. However, the Register Ridge is not maintained. It's very steep. So I brought my micro spikes just in case I need them. I don't think I will. I do have hiking poles that I usually use, so that should be good. There's a bathroom at the trailhead right now, so that's amazing. I'm gonna go kind of scope out the area. Probably, now that I've secured parking, I'm probably not gonna start my hike until a little bit. I'm not in a rush. I'm gonna take my time because the beginning of the hike is gonna get rough once I start Register Ridge, because it's very steep, but it's like 2 miles out of the hike or something. So, all right, I'm gonna start getting ready. All right, we're at the Mount Baldy trailhead, also known as the San Antonio Falls trailhead. Check out this map. Okay, I am there. Okay, Register Ridge is not on here. Huh. Okay, well, here's what I'm doing. I'm going up somewhere up in here. I'm gonna stop by Mount Harwood if I feel like it, and then come through this last part of Devil's Backbone, Mount San Antonio, and then follow this thingy back, ski hut route. There's the ski hut, and then coming back down to here. So that's the goal. I've got a paper map and a GPS map, so I should be able to find my way. All right, San Antonio Falls. Not a lot of water today. All right, I'm about a mile into the trail, and I just took the split for Register Ridge, and my cows are burning. It's a dirt trail with some loose rocks here and there. It's really hard to get purchase on the trail. So I think what I'm gonna do now, I am wearing my trail runners, is I'm gonna go ahead and put the nano spikes, or not the serious snow ones, but the kind of like light snow rough trail cleat things. I'm gonna put that on and just really hope that helps with the traction, because I'm going really slow because, one, it's very steep, and two, I want to be sure my footing's secure before I take the next step. And I have both poles like dug into the dirt like it's nothing. And I'm gonna show you real quick here. So it's that's the downhill. Right, this is about even. That's the hill I just climbed up, and it's like little mini switchbacks. Most everybody, oh, I think I see somebody else coming up now, but most everybody went to the Baldy Bowl Trail. But you can see there is kind of like a worn trail, but it's not very densely packed. It's a little loose, so I'm gonna put some spikes on. All right, EXO spikes on. Let's go. All right, it's been 1.2 miles. I've climbed almost 1,200 feet, I think. I didn't check when I started, but I think I started around 6,000 and I'm over 7,000 feet above sea level right now. I can't even see the Baldy Bowl Trail that I came from, just to show you how steep I climbed. All right, I climbed that. This is level, so I that's got to be like 30-40 degree climb. We've been doing like weave patterns climbing up, because straight up 30-40 degrees would probably be too hard. Even then, this is still kind of slippery. I have my exo spikes on and it does feel a lot better. It's like having trekking poles on my feet. It's still a tough climb, but the footing's a lot better with the exo spikes, so I'm glad I brought them. And I checked the map just now before I started this video, and about how far I've gone so far off of the Register Ridge, I have like 10 more of those to do until I get to Devil's Backbone. So yeah, I better keep going. All right, I'm at mile 2.01. I think I'm halfway up the Register Ridge Road, whatever this thing's called. The last hour took, I'm sorry, the last mile took 1 hour 40 something minutes, like almost an hour and 50 minutes for the last mile. So it was pretty tough. I took a couple of breaks, and some of the climbs are pretty steep and rocky, so it was technical. So I'm really glad I have the exo spikes. Even though there's not a lick of snow in view, it's still kind of slippery here and there, even with trekking poles. Having done the first little bit without the exo spikes and having done the rest of this with the exo spikes, it's like a world of difference. So I think if I ever do come up Register Ridge again, gonna bring these. Well, I thought maybe they'd be a little bit overkill, and yeah, nobody else was wearing them, but for me, it was a good decision. Even though this is kind of supposed to be the lower trekked trail, there's still a lot of people. Ooh, sorry, I just saw a Widowmaker. Oh, we probably shouldn't be sitting under this tree, actually. Well, hopefully that doesn't break while I'm sitting here. Anyway, like, there's still a lot of people, because they're all passing me. I'm going very slow. So, all right, I'm gonna take a little bit more break, and then I'm gonna keep going.
Mosquito.
I know.
It. Oh no, it's a bee. I saw it.
It's a bee?
Yeah, a small one.
Oh.
Let's try this way.
I think this is a weather station. I don't know. It probably is a weather station. It's got a solar panel and everything. All right, so that was Mount Harwood up there. Took a bit of a video, but I ended up chatting with a couple of people, so I didn't do much narrating. But this looks like space right here. And then, so I'm on my final stretch to go to Mount Baldy. That's Mount Baldy. See those tiny dots? Those are people. This is like a switchback climb. I mean, it can't be any worse than the thing I just went up, because that sucked and I couldn't see the top. At least I can see the top. So let's do the final climb. All right, just as perspective, I came from down there somewhere. That's where I parked. I came all the way up this mofo right here. I mean, well, this thing right here. And then did the bonus Mount Harwood, and then we came down a little bit, and now we're hiking up to Baldy that way. So that was the hard part. This part not so bad, but it's still uphill. That's the top. No wait, somewhere up there's the top. I don't even know if I see it right now. I made it to Mount Baldy. It's like Disneyland up here. I haven't seen this many people since before COVID started. Just took a picture by the sign over there. It's like a small line going on. Just gonna take a break for a second. Hey. Alright, so I've caught my breath a little bit, took some souvenir photos. This is actually a pretty large summit area, actually. I guess people can camp here, but it could get pretty windy because it's at 10,000 feet elevation. Today's actually not so bad. The wind's been kind of gentle. I had a sandwich on the way up, so even though it's noon, I'm not really that hungry right now. So I think what I'll do is have a sugary snack, some more water, and I'll probably take my 1 liter bottle and put it in my camel pack. Just because it's flat here, it's easier to like wriggle equipment instead of trying to do it on a hill. And then it's going to be a longer descent. The climb I think was less than 4 miles, and for the first 3.6 miles it was 3,600 feet of climbing, so it's averaging 1,200 feet per mile elevation change up based on the Register Ridge to Mount, I forgot what it's called already, it starts with an H. So that's a lot of climbing. You know, the view's really pretty. Look at those views. Pretty sure those are also things I can climb, but I don't know the name of them. So all those people having lunch. It's like a whole troop of people. I heard some other people are actually walking back to Baldy Notch and taking the ski lift down. Thinking about it, but I don't really like that last part I had to climb coming up here. I don't know if I really want to descend that part, so I think I'm just gonna go with my original plan and go down Baldy Bowl Trail. Actually, I better go look at the signs. I don't know which way it is. I think it's that way, but yeah, I got a map, I got a GPS, I know where I'm going. So equipment check, equipment adjustment, and then I'm gonna start heading down. Alright, heading back down. So I want the Baldy Bowl Trail, 1.5 miles until the Sierra Club ski hut, 3.5 miles to back to where my car is parked. Alright, let's go. Yeah, coming down the Baldy Bowl Trail is the right choice. This is definitely less steep, more trees, prettier. Also a lot more places to go to the bathroom. Well, I'm eating my words. This part did get steeper. I have to lengthen my pole some more. And then some parts of the trail does break up. So I'm about halfway to the ski hut, and it looks like it's just switchbacks down for a while. And that last 1/4 mile of descent, the trails were so easily to get mixed up. I ended up in a part where I was basically skiing down stand, except with shoes, so essentially I just fell on my butt like 3 times. But I'm okay. And I just thought this part would have been a little bit more well maintained, but maybe it's just all the ways to descent are kind of dicey on Mount Baldy. So I'm starting to understand the group that was like, yeah, we're gonna hike up Mount Baldy and then we're gonna take the ski lifts down. That totally makes sense to me now. Yeah, I think the mileage at the summit was a little bit off. It said it was 1.5 miles to the ski hut, and it was over 2 miles. So I think it was like 2.5 miles. And I'm looking at the map right now. My watch says 7.1. There's absolutely no way, based on the map, that there's only 4/10 of a mile left. So, and it's gotten hot too. I think it's supposed to be like a heat wave. I'm just taking a break in the shade. I'm gonna use the app to get a better idea of how many miles I have left, because the signs are, maybe they're doing like as the crow flies distance, which is certainly not what we're doing because we're hugging the mountain. So yeah, it's hot. Taking a break in the shade and check the map. All right, so that was the Mount Baldy ascent and descent. I made it. So the Register Ridge was as steep as a climb as I thought. I was a little bit afraid it would be kind of dangerous, but actually it was very manageable once I put on the exo spikes. So I highly recommend that if you do end up doing that trail. And then the part that I thought was easy was the way down, which is the Baldy Bowl Trail on the other side, not where the ski lifts are. I thought that, you know, for a maintained trail, it would be better than the Register Ridge Trail, which was, yeah, there were some dicey parts, but you could still do it. And I managed to do it okay. But when I was doing the Baldy Bowl Trail, it was kind of confusing where the trails were at times, and I guess they were like official splinters of the trail, but they're not all made equal. So what ended up happening is that I would think I was following the trail and then make some bad choices, and suddenly like I see somebody else coming up a side that looks nicer and I'm falling on my butt sliding in sand. I wasn't expecting a 6 mile down for that at all, and what ended up happening was when I was at the summit, it said Manker Flats 3.5 miles. So the Manker Flats is where I parked, so I thought it was a 3.5 mile descent, which I was kind of surprised about. No, it was not 3.5 miles. It was like 6 mile descent, and it wasn't nice descent either. There were the parts that I was sliding down, like I already said, fell like 3 times. I'm okay. I learned how to fall when I was figure skating, so I'm good on the falls. It's still not a good look because there were a lot of people hiking up and down that, and you know, having like a little girly scream before I fall on my butt. Not a good look. And it was hot. Oh boy, I think that 6 miles would have been a lot easier if it wasn't this hot. Right now, it says 81 on my car. So I was very glad I had my sun shirt because the sun was very strong. And it was a long way down, not shaded, but I'm glad I made it to the top of Mount Baldy. Next time, maybe if I ever do this again, I think what I'll do is I'll take the ski lifts and then do the part of the Devil's Backbone that I didn't do, because I came up Register Ridge, so I skipped most of Devil's Backbone except for the last part where it was just like a steep climb, but you weren't gonna fall or die or anything. So, you know, I might try that, but I really don't want to walk up like 6 miles of service road to get to the Devil's Backbone. So I think what I'll end up doing is I'll just hike to the ski lift, take the ski lift up, and then do the Devil's Backbone, be like, woo, I did it, and then go back across the Devil's Backbone, and then take the ski lifts down. I don't know, for a maintained trail that's like most popular in Southern California, I was expecting it to be a little bit nicer. My thought was how this was gonna go was Register Ridge, and then Summit 1, Summit 2, and cruise down the longer, less steep way. And somehow that didn't happen. It was super steep. I ended up having to put the exo spikes back on for one part because I was coming down, it was really steep, and I saw one lady eat it right in front of me, so I was like, I'm putting these on so I don't die. So yeah, I should have done better. For some reason, I just didn't think it would be that big of a deal because I hiked up in this area and I hiked like a 14-mile thing and it was like totally cool. But today was just so hot that it was fine in the morning, but in the afternoon, like, there was great suffering involved. So glad I made it back to my car. I've got a nice glass of cold water here waiting for me, and I think I'm gonna go get some boba. Also, probably what I'll do next time is also bring a water filtration device if I ever do the Baldy Bowl Trail again. I mean, it was pretty, it was nice, like amongst the trees and in the mountains, but that trail is just not as maintained as I was expecting. But there was a very nice spring that I just had to walk right by because I didn't have a water filtration device. So none of that water for me. I think what else I'll do now, anytime there's a trail with any sort of water source whatsoever, even if I don't think I'm gonna need water, I'm gonna bring like a soda squeeze or something, because I almost ran out of water, and there was a couple behind me that I was talking to. We were coming down together, and I saw him walk by, so I know he's safe and everything, and her too, so they're both safe. But he ran out of water, and I couldn't help him because I was kind of cutting it close with my water. And I brought 4 liters of water today, plus an extra thing of lemon tea from the Japanese supermarket. So I overgamed on water and somehow it was hot enough. I still need more. So I think next time, even if I don't think I don't want to haul a 1.5 pound Katahdin water filter up every trip that I might not need water, but maybe I'll just bring a Sawyer Squeeze because it's so small, barely weighs anything, relatively speaking. It's just worth it in terms of in case I need water. So it was a good hike. It's a little hot. I don't think I'm gonna do this again if it's like 80 degrees. I didn't think it was gonna be 80 degrees, but maybe I was checking the wrong weather service, so I should have done better about that too. So that was a Mount Baldy hike. See you next time. Like, look at how thick this one slice of bread is. So there's 2 slices of bread. It's just such a chunky sandwich.